Okay, let's dive into a really massive challenge. How do you merge two gigantic healthcare IT systems? I mean, this is a high-wire act with enormous stakes. We're going to be looking at the upcoming merger of the Imperial Valley Healthcare District, or IVHD, and really explore the kind of leadership it takes to pull something like this off. We'll do it by breaking down a powerful, real-world example. Let's get right into it.
You know, this is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you combine two healthcare systems, you're not just merging buildings and staff. Oh no, you're merging these incredibly tangled webs of data, software, and technology. And if you get it wrong, well, the consequences for patient care, for operations, are serious. So, how do you get it right? That's exactly what we're going to break down.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll lay out the merger challenge itself. Then, we'll look at the kind of deep, foundational experience you absolutely need. We'll see a real-world example of this in action, talk about a vision for IVHE's future, and finally, pull it all together to see why this points to the right leader for this job right now.
So, what is the core challenge here? Honestly, merging two healthcare IT systems is like performing open-heart surgery on a hospital's central nervous system. It's not just about the tech, it's about the people, the teams who use it every single day, and the overall strategy of the new organization. You need a leader who can juggle all three of those things at once and do it expertly. So, what specific skills are on the checklist? Well, you need someone who can build a data strategy for the whole enterprise and knows the nuts and bolts of integrating massive systems. In healthcare, data security is everything, so they have to be a master of regulations like HIPAA, and of course they have to be able to talk to the board, engage with executives, and manage a budget. It's a heck of a list, but these are the non-negotiables.
All right, let's talk about the kind of foundation a leader needs to even begin to tackle this. We're talking about more than 3 decades of hands-on experience in these incredibly high-stakes environments, the kind where the technology simply has to work, no excuses. This is a whole different world from your standard office IT.
This career path, it tells a story, doesn't it? It starts in the Air Force, moves to managing huge operations for the Pacific Air Forces, then into the specialized world of Army medical IT, and most recently, as the Director of Information Systems at El Central Regional Medical Center, ECRMC, this experience has zeroed in on the exact type of challenges IVHD is staring down right now. You see the common thread? It's always about managing massive, complex, mission-critical systems.
Now let this number sink in for a second. Over 700,000 users. That's more people than the entire population of Boston. Managing a secure, reliable network for that many people, it's just a monumental task. This shows you understand how to build and maintain a massive system that hundreds of thousands of people depend on every single day. Okay, now we get to the real heart of it. The work done at El Central Regional Medical Center, ECRMC, isn't just another job, it's a real-world test case for the IVHD merger. Seriously, think of it as a blueprint for success. It shows exactly how to tackle the same kinds of challenges and seize the same opportunities that IVHD is facing at this very moment.
So what was the situation at ECRMC? Well, challenge number 1 was all about data. Information was totally siloed, trapped in different systems that couldn't talk to each other. This slowed everything down and made it pretty much impossible for leaders to get a clear, unified picture of what was going on. This is a classic problem in healthcare, and it's a huge roadblock to running an efficient organization.
The solution? A complete overhaul of their data strategy. It wasn't a quick fix. It was a multi-year plan to bring all their data together. We're talking clinical data from patient records, operational data from hospital workflows, financial data from billing, the whole shebang. And once that data was finally unified, then they could bring in new tools to actually analyze it and get some incredible insights.
And the results?
They were absolutely dramatic. Data processing got 40% faster, but the real game changer was reporting time. Think about this. What used to take days of manual, painstaking work now takes just minutes. Can you imagine the impact on decision-making when you get critical information practically instantly? That's a massive leap in agility.
The next big challenge was operational. The hospital's network was just unreliable. It caused frequent outages, constant disruptions. On top of that, so many processes were still manual, which meant talented staff were wasting time on tedious, repetitive tasks instead of focusing on what really matters.
The fix here was to embrace modern technology. They brought in an AI-driven Wi-Fi system. This is some next-level stuff that can actually predict and fix problems before they even happen. They also started using proactive monitoring to catch issues early. And to get rid of that manual workload, they rolled out robotic process automation, or RPA, which basically uses software bots to handle all those repetitive tasks.
The impact of these changes was huge. System uptime shot up by 25%. That means doctors and nurses could actually rely on the technology they need to do their jobs, and by automating all that manual work, they freed up staff to focus on more important things, like patient care, instead of getting buried in paperwork.
Okay, the third big challenge was all about governance. Look, having a ton of data is great, but you have to make sure it's accurate, secure, and compliant. Without clear rules of the road, you just end up with a mess of unreliable and insecure information. It's a massive liability.
And this is where true leadership really shows up. The solution wasn't just to buy some new software. It was about changing the culture of the organization. By establishing a formal data governance committee, a dedicated body responsible for data quality and security, a lasting solution was put in place. This is the kind of strategic thinking that creates real, sustainable change.
So let's connect the dots. What does all of this mean for the future of IVHD? How can this deep experience, from managing massive military networks to transforming a regional medical center, be applied to forge a powerful vision for the newly merged healthcare district?
This slide really lays out the path forward. It's a journey from a fragmented, reactive IT department constantly putting out fires to a unified, proactive, and intelligent one. We're talking about a future with unified analytics, with AI-driven efficiency, with rock-solid governance. And you know, the best part is, this isn't just some fantasy. It's a proven model that's ready to be implemented at IVHD.
Okay, let's bring it all home. When you look at the IVHD merger, the district doesn't just need a qualified IT director. It needs a leader with that perfect blend of deep, hands-on experience and a crystal clear vision for the future. And frankly, finding that combination is rare.
You know, this quote here says it all. That's not just a fancy line from a resume, it is the exact description of what the Imperial Valley Healthcare District needs at this critical moment. A leader who has been through this exact kind of transformation before and has a proven track record of success.
So after looking at all the evidence, the question isn't whether the experience is a perfect fit. I think that's pretty clear. The real question is IVHD ready to build its future? Because the blueprint for success is sitting right here. And the right leader is ready to roll up his sleeves and get to work on day one.